Cee. I want to welcome you to a new episode of the Real and Unapologetic podcast.
Just make it match to the grades, your grades, and then you know if it's right. If it's the grades are strong, then you good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
I'm messing with you, man.
That whole joint starting to come in. This joint gonna be all white soon.
Yo, that's what I want, yo. On the real.
Yo, man,
I want that shit.
Listen, that's why I went back to the goatee, man, because the beard was bringing out the grays. Like I gray on the side of my cheeks. So I'm like, nah, let me go back to the goatee. And then I got like two little white hairs in the goatee, and then I got two in the front part of my head. So I'm
you lucky. You good, man. You new. You a newbie. You a groupie. Man. You a groupie to the gray crew. You're a groupie to the gray crew. Nah, man.
You gotta embrace them grays, man.
Yeah, yo.
You know what's? I have no problem doing it as long as it blends in. Like it's like the way my grays grow in on my beard. It's like whiskers. Like it's just random and they're straight. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was like fluffy like the rest of my facial hair and it was just blended well, I'd be cool with it. But just having a random, it looked like I got cat hair in my beard. Like I ain't with that.
Grays, man. They ain't never gonna be right.
They ain't gonna never be. Yeah, for real. I'm gonna tell you. See,
they ain't never gonna be right until they are right.
They ain't gonna never get to. You just gotta let them come in. Because I did I was like that when I first had my first couple. I colored it the first time. You know what I'm saying? I colored it the first time, and then I was like, "What the fuck am I doing, man? Can't be coloring and doing all that, you know." So I just let them come all in, and was just like whatever, however. And then the women started. They took a hold of them. Like, hey, I like that. That's sexy. It's, you know what I mean? So
yeah. And
when they see you confident with it, they love them. They appreciate them even more. So it's like, all right, this is the new look. This is the new me. Yeah, it's the, you know, I don't have my joint don't look like your joint no more, where it's just, you know, dark and all that. I don't got the box anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not in the box no more.
Nah, it's interesting. It's like as much time that passes and as older as you get, the younger you get, because it's like, you know, when you look at people that's like 50, like 50 is not old no more. Like 50 is like the new 30, you know what I'm saying? And then it's going to be like when you 80 is going to be like the new 40 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like people, they grow with their style. They grow with their swag. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Sanford and Son where people is like balling at 20, you know what I'm saying? And got the grays teeth falling out and all that. Like, nah, it's not like that no more. Like people look at age differently now. Age is a lot younger now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. Well, let's get into this, man. Welcome to another episode of the Real and Unapologetic podcast, episode number 19. Cause you put 20 on it.
19. No, because we mixed them up. We shifted.
Oh yeah.
I just didn't change it on the thing.
So this is episode number 19, regardless of what the content plan is showing. But yeah, we here, and we got a guest that, you know, came on. And we wanted to bring him back, man. He came on CJ. He came on episode number 5. That was episode 5, right?
Yep.
Episode 5. Yeah, he was on episode 5, man. And, you know, we wanted to bring him back because his political views, he's super strong with the political views, man. And I like that. I appreciate that about him. So I want him to be on this today's topic. And today's topic is if Rif and Cee investigate the weird, unexplained, and conspiracy theories. So we're going to dig into this. This was actually a C makeup right here. So I'm just going with this right here. You know what I mean? So, you know, but I'm yes. So we're gonna get into this, man. So I'm gonna let C take the lead on this one, and I'm going for the ride. So let's go with it, C.
Yeah, man. I wanted to get into this a little because, you know, everybody got a conspiracy theory about something, man. But we're going to dig into some real ones. We're going to dig into some that are out there. We're going to dig into some that's been out there for a while too.
Right.
But the first one is, this with the police killing black people, you know, is it just straight racism, or is there something? Is it a darker conspiracy to it? What could be the reason why, you know, it's continuing? You know?
Well, I would say, I mean, it's no accident. If you are a student and study white supremacy, you would know that April is a holy month for white supremacists. So when you see any killings, maybe by police or just random killings by white people on black people, and it's in the month of April, like I said, that's a holy month for white supremacists. So that is something deep. It is a little conspiratorial, but yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at it too as a psychological thing, you know. And when I say psychological, it's just another way to remind us, you know, because everybody got cameras now, everybody's watching TV now, everybody's watching YouTube now, and you see these killings on there. It affects you psychologically, especially as a black male. It's basically telling us, yo, no matter what you do, we still got control over you. No matter what you do, we can take you out whenever we want to. And look, it may be planned that way. I don't know. That's what we on his show right now trying to figure out. Is it a conspiracy? Is this planned to make sure that we can see? It's almost like the episode we had about buck breaking. They broke the biggest buck to show the other slaves, hey, we always going to have control over you. If you step out of line, this is what we can do to you. So is that the new form of buck breaking? Since they basically can't do it in public now, they can't do it the way they used to do it back in the day. Is this the police killings of black men and black women the new form of buck breaking?
You know what? I could see that definitely how it can be the new form of buck breaking. To keep us, but like you said, that the point that you made where psychologically it fucks with you, and that's what it does. When you see any of these black killings, and they're always shown on the TV, on the media, for our people to see, because they would never show any white male or any white teens or any white kids or anything on television getting killed. You know what I mean? Being murdered, getting shot in the back of the head, or being strangled or choked, or they would never show any of that because they know psychologically it would damage their youth. You know what I mean? Growing up until become adults. So I definitely agree. Yeah, it's to affect us as a people, to keep us in check and to keep us weak and in our emotions. And when anybody's in their emotions and they remain emotionally affected, you can't focus on anything else because you're steady trying to get out of your emotions. You're steady trying to heal. You're steady trying to grow past all the trauma and the pain. So you can't focus on being ahead in this, what I call the human race, this race here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you think, CJ?
Well, I mean, I would say I wouldn't necessarily call it bug breaking, even though I do understand like where you're going with that. But I think, you know, it serves two purposes, exactly to what you said. You know, when you see somebody die that looks like you know what I'm saying? It puts a fear into your subconscious. You know, it makes you think twice. It makes you feel inferior. It makes you feel hopeless. You know, what do they say? War is 90% mental. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at, you know, our lifestyle of Black people in America, everything's psychological. You know, even when I look at, you know, the projects, like when you look at the projects and you ever see like the orange light that they have? You ever notice that it's always an orange light? And I always said to myself, I was just like, yo, if they put just a white light in there, it would just make a world of difference. It would make it look a lot more cleaner, and it would give the appearance that it's a lot more safer. But,
right?
Yeah, but when I did some research, I found out that when you live in a secluded area and you have dark lights and brown bricks where you live, it psychologically makes you feel hopeless and it makes you feel trapped. So a lot of what we see, a lot of what goes on around us, especially Black people in the Black communities, it's all psychological and it's meant purposely to harm us psychologically. And not only that, the gun is the new whip. Yeah. You know, you don't have to whip your slaves anymore. All you have to do is wave your gun and everybody falls right in line. You know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes to New York City, a lot of people don't know this, but I would I would suggest everybody look at an NYPD logo right now on any New York Police Department's car. You see in the logo, it's a man holding a whip with a straw hat. That's real. So everything that you talk about when you want to correlate, what's happening with Black people in death and now in the present time with slavery, it's a real thing. It's definitely a real thing. And it's not crazy to think that, but the second thing that it also does is, the other purpose is that there's a certain amount of people that have an appetite for that. It's called murder porn. There are people that literally sought out videos of people getting killed. So when it comes to the media, it boosts up their ratings. And also the second thing that it does is psychologically, it keeps Negroes in their place.
Right. I definitely agree with that. But all right, saying that is psychologically, it keeps us in our place. But what about as far as the killings? You know what I'm saying? What are they doing? What are the killings for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'm saying, I want to know if it's just an influx of racist cops into the system, because the white supremacists had a big push about that for years. They were always pushing their members to get into law enforcement because then they could so-called legally kill Blacks whenever they wanted to. So is it just the police officers being racist, or is this a systemic thing going back from slave days? We got to keep these niggas in line.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's be clear. I mean, everybody, or at least everybody should know where policing came from. Everybody knows what the original name of an officer. It was an overseer. Police, derived from slavery. So there is a correlation there. But let's be clear. Policing and police officers, they are a gang. It is a gang. Even the good ones. Reason why I say the good ones too is because the good ones know what's going on and they turn a blind eye to it. Mm-hmm. They know that. Let's be clear. And not only that, there was a report, I believe it was in the 70s or the 80s. I'll get back to you on that. But the FBI did a study where they found out that white supremacists had infiltrated the police department. And the interesting enough is they never did anything about that. So when you look at, and that's another thing too. You have gangs within the gang of policing. And a lot of the times what they do to be initiated is they have to get a kill underneath their gun. So a lot of the times when you see these senseless killings of whoever it is in the street, whoever is new this week, that's like Black and that got killed by a police officer.
Andrew,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like when you see like the situation between that young kid and that white woman that thought that she had a taser when in reality she had a gun. Like nobody's gonna mistake a gun for a taser or a taser for a gun. We already came to that conclusion already, how stupid that was. Right. But when you look at the fact that the FBI put out a report saying that there's white supremacists that have infiltrated the police force, and then there is known gangs within the police department, and then you have the most idiotic killings and they give the most dumbest excuse. A lot of these are initiation kills, and people need to look into that.
Yeah, I can see that.
No different than the Bloods and the Crips jumping somebody in, or you gotta slash somebody in the face.
And you want to know what's funny
to know that you're real, right? To know that you're real.
You want to know what's funny about the Bloods and the Crips? A lot of them are informants, so they're police officers themselves. It's all connected. It's all connected.
They're always going to pit us against each other. They're going to find some way to pit us against each other, because if we're fighting amongst ourselves, then we can't focus on the real problem.
Right. Right. Hey, CJ, I want to ask you this question. So you ever read the Black Laws Dictionary?
I've heard of it. I haven't read it fully, but I've heard of it. I heard
all right.
like
so
little bits in it.
So basically in the Black Laws Dictionary, it states that we as a people, we're property. That this German guy created the term Black, and that's what they called us. We're property. So that's the reason why a lot of these killings you know, these guys get off because killing property, damaging property, you don't do. It's not murder. You know what I'm saying? It's not murder, and that's why when sometimes we see, you know, the cops get off and you know when they kill a black, you know, one of our people, they get off because we're just property. We're not being black is just.
Well, I'll say this. I have to disagree with that. I don't believe that we're property. If we were property, we would actually have more protection. You know, I might get a little pushback.
Right. I know what you're saying, right?
I might get a little pushback on this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. You know, black people were actually killed less in slavery. Reason why is because they were property. And if anybody went and killed or harmed somebody's property, then the insurance would have to do a payout. Right. And that person would be held responsible.
Now, to go from there, right there, you say we were property. So now that it's free property, do you understand? It's property that's unclaimed, that we're no longer owned by anybody else. So we're no longer property. So now we're just a property. You know what I mean? So say somebody, all right, say for instance, you own a radio, you know, that's your radio under your care, your radio, boom. When you got your radio, anybody touch it or whatever, you know, damages or whatever, you can call the insurance company and, you know, report a claim or whatever and put a claim out on it. When it's not anybody's and it's a radio that's just in the street and it gets damaged, nobody's responsible for that. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that's like abandoned house.
You're like an abandoned house, right? So you're abandoned property, so anybody can do anything they want to it.
Absolutely. And I would say it's two things. So number one, we're no longer property. So anybody can just go ahead and do anything to us, and it's just fine. Nobody's going to be held accountable. And then also, too, the thing that's different with Black people in America, you know, as far as other racial groups, is that there is no land, country, or continent that is willing to show up and show out if we are harmed. If you harm a Mexican, Mexico is going to go crazy.
There you go.
If you harm a Palestinian, you know what I'm saying, Palestine is going to go crazy. If you harm somebody who's Chinese, China is going to go crazy. But when it comes to Black folks, because of the separation and the tribal wars in Africa and all of the other continents and countries that has their hand financially in Africa, what that does is that creates a wall between us and our mother continent. So if anything happens to us, Africa can't back us up and be like, yo, if y'all harm Black folks, we ain't gonna give y'all no more Cotan. So what that means is y'all ain't gonna have no more cell phones. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't get no more rubber. Y'all can't get no more cocoa or whatever it is that, you know, Africa has an abundance of. But that's the biggest thing why things like this happen on a daily basis is because there is not a country or a continent that is willing to back us up.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. So there's nothing broader for our lives.
Right.
You know, there's nothing that's like you said, there's nothing we can't say, look, man, if you don't stop killing us over here, we're going to take something away from you. You know, we're not going to allow you to come in and mine our gold. We're not going to let you come in and mine these diamonds. There's nothing and nobody to claim us. You
Absolutely.
know? We're out here on our own. So that's why I always say it's up to us. All right. Stop all this bullshit amongst ourselves and get together and say, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Stop waiting for somebody else to tell you, okay, you know what? We still waiting for them reparations, sir. Fuck the reparations. Let's build on our own. All we got to do is stop doing some dumb shit. Like partying every night, like going out and buying white man's liquor, like going out and buying Nike sneakers and Puma sneakers and Adidas. Make our own.
Right. We need a product. We don't have a resource that they need. We don't have a product that any other country needs. Every other country has a product.
No, we are the product. We
are the product. But we don't every
product that is
but we don't have anything that they come to us for. We don't have any type of resource. We don't have anything. Just like you go to the Middle East, there's oil. You know what I'm saying? Down to our own hair. We buy hair. We have our own hair, but we're the only people that buy other people's hair.
Well, if you know it or not, you are saying what we actually have, and what you're saying unknowingly, I'm assuming, is we have buying power.
Yeah, we have buying power, but
but that is a resource.
It is a but we're not using the resource. Do you understand?
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm getting at from what you're saying is that if we just learn to refrain from spending or entertaining certain entities, that is our power. So
that is our power.
That, and we all need a code. And
we need a code.
I'm a huge advocate on having a code, because the thing is that, you know, when it comes to leaders, we've had our examples and we saw that didn't work. The moment the leader is gone, the lead is gone.
But it's not about just having a leader. I think it's having, like you said, that code, but having a bond with amongst everybody, because you'll have infiltrators within that group.
Absolutely. And that's what I was trying to get at. We don't need leaders. We just all need to be on one code. Because
one accord, right?
A code. Everybody has a code except Black folks. And that's exactly why we're here right now. You know what I'm saying? And I give you an example. If I go to Middle America somewhere, right? And I say, yo, you know what? I want to start up a business right here in Idaho or something like that. Or I don't know, just an area that's just very white. You know what I'm saying? There is no leader that's going to tell those people, yo, don't patronize his business. Everybody's going to see that I'm an other, meaning that I'm a non-white person, and they're going to make sure that they don't support my business, and they're going to make sure that they support their own. There is no leader that does that. That is a code. Chinese people refuse to sell to Black hair care stores as far as when it comes to like certain weaves and certain hair chemicals and stuff like that. They refuse to sell them the good stuff. Why? Because they're all on code. They don't have no leader. They just know, yo, you know what? I want to make sure that I empower myself and my race, and that's what I'm going to do, even if that means, you know, not selling to this group of people. So as long as we have a code and we stick to
Martin Luther King tried to do that. Have a code. He tried that. He tried to do it with the code. It was doing as far as the boycotts, trying to get us to come together and have a code. He tried that.
I would agree.
He tried to do that.
It did work.
It did work. But the thing is, so this is the thing. We had leaders, and I said this before. Malcolm X, the way he approached it, he was approaching it with weapons and being violent. And that's the wrong way to do it. We're going to lose.
Who said that? Who said that was the wrong way to do it?
No, I'm saying it's the wrong way to do it.
Why do you say that was the wrong way to do it?
The reason why I'm saying it's the wrong way to do it, we don't have enough, like you said, as far as behind that code, you need an army. We don't have an army enough. We don't have enough people to band together to.
Who said that?
We don't.
How do you know that? That's not true.
I'm telling you, we don't. We don't have other countries. America has other countries that will go to war.
I'm telling you, we do. And I just want to say, we do. I just want to say that I don't condone any violence.
Right.
I don't condone any violence. I'm just entertaining what you're saying right now. Yeah. You know, but
how do you think?
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you how that's not true. Because the thing that America likes to do, the thing that the public school system or any school system likes to do, or the news likes to do, they like to put that Martin Luther King in your face. They like to put that, Martin Luther King is the one that did it the right way, and he was the one that made the change.
No. See, I'm not saying Martin Luther King. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to. You didn't even let me finish. You just jumped in and let me finish. Let me finish, and then
go ahead and finish.
I said Malcolm's way. I feel, this is an opinion, wasn't the right way with violence until, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to stop right here with violence, and I'm going to tell you why I believe that Martin's way was the right way, because nonviolent and cutting them off, and like I said, us being the resource and knowing our power, our buying power, and knowing what we contribute to white America, and we stopping, our buying power, us stopping that and banding together, he put a damp and he made them make and change rules that they were against. Like, fuck it. Okay.
That's not true.
No, it is true. Listen.
Not.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to let you finish. Go ahead. I'm going to let you finish.
And then you can go ahead. Yeah.
Sure.
And this is just an opinion. This is not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, this is my opinion. So he made them have a change of, let's say, if it was a change of heart because they didn't want any more, issues or whatever, because he started the boycott. And if we did continue that boycott with stopping and whatever it is that we were using from them, if we stopped freaking using electricity or stopped using the water, and I know that would affect us, but sometimes we have to affect us to help us. Sometimes you have to burn down to build back up. So what I'm saying, with his approach was the right approach to hit them where it hurt, where it would hurt, where it is in the pockets. And that's to affect their economy, to affect their bottom line. Malcolm's approach, this is my opinion just from what I see. This is not about any books in elementary school, junior high, any books that I read. This is just from what I see. We don't have a big enough army to go against the entire America. We don't have a big enough army to do that. And can it be, and years down the line, if like you said, if there was a code, but I'm going to be real with you and tell you this, that we have too many infiltrators amongst us. It'll always fail because people don't want to stick together, because they're like, hey, when it comes down to something, even starting a business with our own people, somebody has an issue with it because they're not getting the right cut. Somebody has an issue with it. They're not in it to just be like, all right, we're doing this no matter what. Fuck the money. Fuck this. They're in it because they're like, yo, what's my cut? What my portion? Whenever somebody can throw a dollar amount over one of us or something that they can, hey, we're going to help your family out, we're going to hit you off on the side, we're willing to infiltrate and become that rat. And so that's why I don't feel that we can go against America, because our people have to become headstrong, emotionally strong, have to be willing to go through whatever that's going to come behind us. They're going to have to be willing to go. They're going to have to be that strong to go through it and go through it. And I don't see us doing that. I don't see it happening. I don't see us happening. I don't see that. So, I mean, yeah, you could say, yeah, you feel that we have an army. I don't see it though. And I would like to hear how you feel that we can do that.
Well, I want to reply back to everything you said, and I'm going to try to remember everything that you said, because you did say a lot. And then since you said, it's your opinion, I'm not going to hold you accountable for it.
Yeah, don't hold me accountable for that.
But no, I completely disagree with you. When you said, it was Martin Luther King that did it the right way. As far as, holding our money back and not spending our money where we're not supposed to be spending it unless it's within our neighborhoods, Malcolm X was talking the same thing. So as far as that, there was no difference between Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Now, this is the thing, and this is what I was trying to get at. When it comes to news, when it comes to the school system, they like to put out that Martin Luther King, be nonviolent, be nonviolent. All that does is psychologically make you submissive and make you feel as if not doing what's necessary is actually going to get you what you're asking for. But in reality, that's not true, because back in the 50s, they like to let you think, it was because white folks, just had this epiphany and realized that what they was doing was wrong. No, there were hundreds, if not thousands of riots that was happening all the time because of the situations that was happening in the 50s when Martin and Malcolm was around. It was so much, it was to the point where the United States had to let off of us a little bit, or at least give us some of the things that we were asking for, because the city was burning down and white folks were in fear out of their mind. Let me tell you something.
I can see that.
That bullshit that the news try to tell you, that the school try to tell you, that, oh, you know what, white folks just had an epiphany and we just realized that, you know, you guys were just such good people. That was not the case. When you study and when you look into the history of the 50s and what was going on, it was all about the deacons of the fence. It was the people that was rioting, kicking ass in the street that really made the change. Right, so when you want to say, oh, you know, it's because, you know, Martin Luther King, you know, was all about, you know, us holding our dollar and us boycotting this and that and the third. Malcolm X was saying the same thing. And then when you look at the situations that transpired in the 50s that changed the reality of that time, it was everything that Malcolm was talking about.
Yeah, but why didn't? So then you saying that? Why did Malcolm change up his tone after he came back? Why did he change up his tone as far as wanting to leave?
You talking about when he went to Mecca?
Yeah, when he went to Mecca. Yeah,
and then he realized that it wasn't just black folks who are a part of our bloodline. Right. You know, there are pale skin people who are within our bloodline. Yeah.
I'm saying, so why did he change up his tone though?
He didn't change up his tone. All he did was just realize that
why was he willing to leave the nation? Why was he, you know, going to leave the nation?
The nation is something really different.
Because he realized that what Elijah Muhammad was preaching about hate the white man, when he went over to Mecca, and he was always basically taught from what he saw over here that all Muslims were like us. Right. Like our complexion. But when he went to Mecca, he saw that there were blonde-haired, blue-eyed Muslims who were about the same thing. I think when he went to Mecca, he got more into the religious part than the militant part.
The militant part.
If you studied Islam and you look into it, Islam is a religion of peace. Throughout their Quran and everything, they teach peace. Okay? They teach taking care of your brother. They teach taking care of strangers. It's about peace. Right. And once he realized that, then I think his whole attitude changed, and that's where he had the conflict with Elijah Muhammad.
All right. Well, so that's where. All right. Look. I just want to say this. So that's where I was saying that Malcolm's approach. It wasn't that it was, like I said, it wasn't that it was wrong. It wasn't that it was wrong. And I don't feel like, you know, just to compare the two and say Martin's was better or anything like that. What I'm saying is that, and this is what I'm feeling, and as my, you know, like I said, it's my opinion, peace is a way that we're going to get anything done. Peace is the way that we're going to get anything done. In the quiet, bad boys move in silence is the way that we'll get anything done and be productive and grow as a people with peace. War, it's only going to kill more. It's going to harm more of us. And we're preaching what they're doing to us. We're saying that we're willing to do. So to me, war, it's going to basically do the opposite that we want. But peace, what Martin was, and whatever the media did and how they expose him to be the peacemaker, that is the right way to go. Because with peace, if you can, you can force somebody to give you money, right? Force them and rob them, right? But then there's consequence behind that. But if you can come peaceful, get the same 20 million peacefully, you can walk out of there, and that's on their conscience now. You don't got to kill nobody. But if you go in there and rob them, now you're looked at as a mark. You go in there and take 20 million, you rob them, boom, I got the 20 million. Yeah, but now everybody's after you. Everybody, you got to sleep with that. You go in there peacefully, boom, you sit down, talk politically, and you politic with them, and you take the 20 million, you walk away scot-free, and that's on their mind now. That's no longer and that's what Martin was doing. It was a mind game, and that's how this game has to be won. It's a strategic game, and it's a mental game. It's not a game of war. You don't go to war and kill. It's not that game. This is a mind game, and this is why white America fucks us, because we're always thinking to be violent. That's our thing. Let's get violent. That's an emotional. Violence is an emotion. So the way you react and respond, you're going to be out of whack. Once you get in a boxing ring and you're thinking about, I'm gonna fucking slaughter this guy. He did this to me. He said these things. You're not really going to slaughter him. The other guy, he's over there like, yeah, I'm gonna strategically watch him every move, and I'm study his videos. That's what white America does. They study us. They study us. That's why they trigger us with the media, with the news, with our music. They write our lyrics. There's white guys writing some of these black dudes' lyrics. Yeah, that's good. Put that out there. Feed that. They know how to affect us, and it's a mind game. It's a mind war, and we've been at war. Except we think picking up a gun is what we need to do, when really we need to pick up books and change our mentality. So then that way we're going to war, but we're going to war in our minds. And if once we get to that level, that's what Martin was doing. He was going to war with his mind, and that's why he was getting ahead, even though, yeah, there was some shit going over here, the killing. So he used that like, hey, look, we'll stop killing. This stuff will stop if you do this for us. It was a mind. He was using his mind, and the mind is far more greater than a sword. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than a sword. So, and it said that in the Bible, you using your mind, you'll get ahead. Killing, I don't agree with that, man. Violence, I don't agree with it. I don't agree we're gonna get anywhere with violence. I believe that the earth, that'll be the end of days when we start going to war within our own country. We go to war within our own country, we're fucked. That's a civil war again. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to war. It's going to kill up everybody. So we don't know there's no good results out of that. But if we all get in a group right now and we get 10 brothers together, and then we get 20 brothers together, and we get 30, that's what they were doing when they did the Million Man March. And we get all the brothers together, that code you talking about, and we sit amongst ourselves, not going, like C said, not going to the white man, but saying, all right, never mind the 400 years. Never mind the reparations. Never mind all of this. Let's sit together, band together, come up with a code, and we stick together. We become something that's untouchable, because we're not going to go to them. We're going to create a product that they have to come to us and that they need. And without us, they can't move further. So we don't have anything like that. We're focused on ringing their doorbell all the time. Hey, I want to go to you. I want to see you. Help me out with this. You give me reparations. They got us by the balls, and they continue to have us by the balls because we're not willing to break away. We still in the chains by going to them. You're still chained up if you keep going to the master. The person that you say is harming you, why you keep running to him? He's fucking you, and you want to keep going to him. I don't understand that. I don't agree with it. Like I said, this is my opinion. It's not something that I feel that everybody feels, but I feel that we'll get a lot further if we use our minds versus using a gun.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hold on. I'm kind of split in between y'all. I mean, Martin's way was always, turn the other cheek. They hit you with a billy club, turn the other cheek. But at a certain point, okay, you got to realize too, think about how white people, wherever they go, how they just take. Okay, they take by any means necessary. Okay, they want the land. If you don't agree to get off the land, they exterminate you. It happened in Africa. It happened in other European countries. It happened all over the world. White people move in. Hey, let's see. We'll sign a treaty with you, and you give us this part of the land. But it's never enough. They always want more. Okay, but they take by force. Now, I agree with Rif that if there was an all-out race war, we lose. We lose that battle. Okay, but at a certain point too, we have to take a stand, and we have to let them know, look, you're not walking all over us anymore. It's kind of like how I used to have to fight the bully for my lunch. Mm-hmm. After a while, he's going to realize that, you know what? This guy is not giving up. He's going to fight me every single time. Let me move on to somebody else that's not going to give me such a problem. Okay? White people are used to having their way and walking all over people. But when somebody stands up and fights back and is willing to fight back to the death, like the Vietnamese in Vietnam, then they have a problem. They walk away. That's the bully mentality in them. You know what I'm saying? But they're always going to try and find another way, whether it's through laws or whatever. Just like, think about this shit. Think about how they took America. They had this big push after the Louisiana Purchase that, hey, anybody can start moving out west to the Indian Territory, and whatever you build a fence around is yours. But that land was occupied. There were tribes of Indians out there. And so you basically moved onto somebody's land, built a fence around something, and then claimed it as yours. And then they create a law, which is the trespassing law, that you have the right to shoot anybody on your property. So laws are also chains. And if you don't know the law, we're going to continue to be chained down. That's right. Why I always tell my brothers out there, look, before you do anything, know the law about what you're doing. Okay, so they can't get you with anything. Know what you're doing. But again, we have to take that stand and say, look, you're not just going to slap me in my face and I'm just going to turn the other cheek. All right, you just going to have to know that if you come to me like that, I'm going to come right back at you like that. And that's the thing, that's the, if you want to call that white privilege, it's almost like what we talked about, men versus women. Women know that they can say shit that a guy couldn't say to another guy without getting punched in the mouth. Okay? You get a certain form of power when you know that there's not going to be a response back to your actions. So Martin preaching, nonviolence. You know what? If a cat come to me and I say, yo, I'm taking your lunch every day, and you go, that's okay, I'm not going to fight you for it. I'm going to continue to take your lunch. But the minute I throw a punch back at you, you're going to have to start thinking about whether or not this is worth this.
So you think, so you're saying fighting back and responding the same way they respond. I can say, I can say I agree and I disagree because...
No, I'm not saying fighting back. I'm saying they have to know that there is a threat.
There's a threat, right? So this is what I was saying. As far as I'm not saying to not stand up to the bully. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that when you don't give a shit, it's a mind game, and this is why a lot of people don't understand this, because a lot of people deal with this right now in their relationships, in families. They deal with this shit right here because they don't know how to let something go by saying, I don't give a shit. And when you don't care, even though that person might come back that day, and when they see you ignoring them and not giving a shit, and you're building something else, you're like, all right, I'm building this bridge over here. He don't want me using his ladder. I'm gonna build my own shit over here. I'm gonna use my own ladder. That's how you break people down, because when you don't care, and the fact that we do care a lot, just think about a girl that if she's doing shit, and one of these girls that's out here that we talked about, seeing episode 17, 16, that's spoiled, and she's running around doing all kind of shit, and she see you care, and if you cut her off and be like, yo, I don't care what you do, you can fuck my boy, you can fuck that, she's going to come back running back to you, because you have something. And you know what you have? You have respect for yourself, and you showing her, I don't need you. I can move on without you. All that shit you're doing is just for show. That's entertain yourself with that. But the fact that we keep entertaining all this stuff, and I'm not saying don't pay attention to what's on the news and the shootings. No, we have to. That's our people. We have to, but we have to approach it a different way. And like I said, it starts with a product. We need a product, something that they need that we can pull from them, like a kid. Hey, you keep acting like this, you're not going to get the lollipop. Whatever that product is, we have to pull that from them. And that's what we have to use as a threat versus a gun. Hey, you want to keep doing this? We pulling that from you. Oh, no. We're going to get our shit together. That's what they do to us. And then on top of that, they shoot us and kill us to keep everybody else outside of the boardroom. The guys, the blacks that's in the boardroom, they talk to them like that. But then the ones outside the boardroom, hey, shoot a flare out there. Keep them in fear, and that's what they do. So then people are watching the news. Oh, shit, I don't want to drive no more. I don't want to go through that street. I don't want to live in that neighborhood. I can't do this. They're walking around in fear. But if you don't give a shit, and I'm going to tell you like this. When I say this, I'm saying and I mean it. I don't give a shit. And that's how I walk around, because at the end of the day, if I'm going to get killed, I'm going to get killed. And that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to sit there and think about it in the morning before I go to work or get in my car. I pass police, and this is real. I'm not just saying this. I pass police. If I'm doing 75 and he's doing 65 and the speed limit's 80, I'm getting to my 80 because that's what I'm allowed to do. Because he's doing 65, I see people slowing down because they're that afraid and timid. Like, this is how we live in America. We Anything that they show us, we get timid because, like you said, knowing the law. If you know the law, the speed limit is 80. You can go 80. If the cop is doing 65, that's just what he's doing. I can go 80. So people will drive behind them and sit there like, oh, shit, nah, man. I'm just going to do the 65. And it's what I'm saying is that know the law. Stop giving a shit when you know the law. Stop caring about things that they're just trying to put fear in our hearts with. And even with the killings. We have to keep moving forward. We have to keep building. All right, that's one guy you took out. Okay, you took out another one. So that you took three from us this year. But how many black folks is it? Okay, we're going to keep building. We're not stopping. But if we stop and we slow down and we keep quitting, they keep doing the same thing. All right, do three. What? How many? Why we stopped? How many companies from starting? Black companies and stuff. All right, 3 killings last year. Do another 3 this year. Actually, add a 4th one on. That'll keep them in fear. No, if we keep going and we keep building, they see through the killings we're still going, they'll stop. But like I said, we don't do. That's not what we do. Our actions are not like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but hold on.
Hold on. For the sake of time, no, because we just gonna have to agree to disagree on some stuff because we got two other topics.
Yeah, I had a lot of topics to go.
No. Let's CJ go. Let CJ go. Let him finish up and close out on that, and we'll close that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to say, like, everything that you're talking about is everything that everybody is doing now. Doing nothing, being nonviolent, and just saying fuck it. Like, that is exactly what people are doing now. And if you study history, any history, or maybe specifically just the history of Black folks in America, the thing that has made a change and a difference was us saying, you know what? We ain't living like this. Fuck it. We just gonna go all out. That has been the only thing that has ever made a difference as far as our experience in the United States of America. But this whole like being passive, this whole being submissive.
You think I'm saying being passive? All right, go ahead.
Because it is being passive. It's just like, okay,
no, go ahead. I got you.
This dude right here just killed your family member, and you're gonna say, oh, you know what? I forgive him. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna turn the other cheek.
That's not what I'm saying.
You know what?
Go ahead.
It's okay. It's just like, yo, everything that you've been talking about is everything that Black people have been doing now, and it is gone.
It's not what they're doing, CJ. They're not doing that. What do we own that we can pull from them?
Shay, if you want to talk about what we own,
what do we own?
We had thriving Black economy.
No, I'm asking you what, not an economy that we built up. What do we own that they need?
They need our dollars and our labor.
Okay, so cut it off. Are we doing that?
But why?
I'm asking you, are we doing it? Are we boycotting? Are we boycotting? Because we own our, you're right, the dollars and the labor. Are we boycotting?
Actually, yes, we have been.
When?
First of all, I'll say this, it didn't last too long because I know a lot of people like sports, but we was boycotting NFL. Then we was boycotting.
Okay, so then they let Jay-Z, somebody that, no, listen, they keep pussyfooting everybody by doing, look what they did. All right. You know what? Put Jay-Z ahead of this. No.
We need to take responsibility because Jay-Z, yes, he did what he did, and that was some sucker
infiltrate.
But hold on. We were the ones that looked at him and said, okay, well, he's cool with them, so we're going to be cool with them.
I never said that.
What I'm saying, we were not on code.
Right. So what I'm saying is, what you see what you're saying? You just said we were boycotting, and then an infiltrator stepped in. There was a certain price that came, like C said in one episode, everybody has a price. That was Jay's price. All right, fuck it. You know what? Just to keep this like this, I'm gonna get this portion. I'm good. My family's gonna eat. This is what I'm doing. Now, I'm not in Jay's mind, so I can't say that's how he was thinking, but that's how it looked.
Okay, so let me ask you, you said that we should be boycotting. So what have you boycotted?
I left corporate America. I don't work for them. And that's one thing. That's one way we could start, by leaving, walking out their door. Starting our own businesses. No, listen.
Okay, so you decided not to work for somebody no more. But
I don't work for nobody. And then on top of that,
but what I'm asking is, you said boycott. What have you boycotted? I understand that you decided not to take a job, but what have you?
That's where you start. That's where you start, and you start up by hiring your people. That's
if you're gonna
by not using you're not using them.
If you're going to use that as an example, then I can use NFL as an example.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that if you're talking about, if I asked you, you said boycotting, you said, well, my boycott was leaving corporate America. Okay, what else have you done other than that? You couldn't give me an answer. And what I'm saying is,
actually, I can give you a lot of answers.
What I'm saying is, you said that's where you started.
Right.
Okay. What I'm saying is that
But I didn't stop, though. I didn't stop.
Okay, so what other businesses?
I didn't stop. I'm just telling you, no. You just said we started with the NFL, but we stopped. See what I'm saying? We started, but we stopped. I didn't stop. So we're still going. Right now, while we have this podcast and we're talking, this is another part of it because we're having a discussion so we can wake up a lot of other black folks.
I'm asking you, okay, so you decided to quit corporate America. That's where you started. You said you didn't stop. Okay, so what else have you done as far as boycotting?
Right here. This is it right here.
Yo, I'm not gonna mess
with it.
But
it's not about just boycotting. It's just about creating a product and having your own and bringing your people and waking them up and bringing them, like you said, code. This is the code. This is us right here getting together. Us three getting together, then another 10 to get together, another 15, and us talking like amongst each other and bringing our people into the same mindset.
That's also the problem. Even though I do like a good discussion, but that's the problem.
That's not a problem.
We talk and we're moving. Anything.
We are moving. We're moving.
Where are we moving? What's the plan? Tell me the plan. I want to know the plan.
See, this is what and I'm gonna say like this: black folks like you. I'm gonna say, I'm messing with you. And I say this, but black folks like you want instant gratification.
There is no instant gratification. Yes. Nobody's saying that. No. What I'm saying is I want to see results.
This is the result. What are you doing? Why'd you come on? Because we created a platform so we could talk.
Sharif, I just said I love a great conversation. Right. I love to have my mind stimulated. But the problem is that we talk and we don't put anything behind it.
What I'm trying to tell you is that
your response.
But I'm getting
moving. So
we're moving.
So what's the plan? Where are we going?
Do you see what I mean? The instant gratification. He wants something right now, today. Like, hey,
exactly. They don't. Okay. So
there's no instant gratification, man.
Hold on. How long are we supposed to?
That's the problem.
We've been here for 500 years.
But listen, listen. See, look. Let me tell you this.
You're talking about instant gratification.
No, let me tell you something.
Years.
Yeah, stop. Take the 500 years off. Stop. It wasn't. Stop.
Hold on.
Don't say 500 years.
Hold on one second. Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
Ding, ding.
So first of all, you talking about instant gratification, right?
Yeah.
We've been here for 500 years and our experience has not changed. Yet, every 4 years, we have the ability to at least try and change our situation. But the problem with black folks is when it comes to politics is that we fall for the banana in the tailpipe every single time. When I ask black folks, why do you choose to vote for certain people or what policies do you like of theirs? They can never give you an answer. And then it's always some emotional shit that's attached behind it. Right, I voted for this person because she could recite some Tupac.
Right,
or because
she
says she listens to Tupac.
I agree with
that.
Or
because she got hot sauce in the bag. Or because she done fist bumped
Barack
Obama.
Well,
all some emotional shit that is
some
untangible.
Bullshit. Right.
And in the process, everybody else gets everything for their racial group except for black folks. And even when I ask black folks, what is your political strategy and how does that benefit black people as a whole? I get responses like, well, why do I have to look at what's best for black people as a whole? Because every racial group does, and that's exactly why.
Right. I agree with that. I agree.
And nobody.
Let me say this. I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that. That's a 100. So what I'm saying is. And this is what I'm saying. So instead of looking to the politicians, and I get what you're going to say, hey, no, but instead of looking at the politicians, we got to look to ourselves. I know you're saying, listen. I know you're saying 500 years. I get it. See, it's been a long time. That's a long time. You said that we started in the NFL. We got to keep going no matter how long it takes. We can't stop. You can't start something and then stop because they put somebody in favor that you like. And no, you got to keep going. You said, what did I start? I left corporate. I'm never going back. It won't happen. I'm going to work with you as my cousin, my black cousin, my other black cousin. We working together and we're going to keep building. And then we're going to bring more of our black cousins and black brothers and black sisters. And we going to continue to build here. We're not stopping. That's why we're on each other every day, every week, because we're not stopping. We're not going back to something that's harming us. So all I'm saying is, you said, where does it start? It starts here, and it's going to pour down a couple other overrunners down to our children, down to their grandkids, because they're going to have this mindset, because we broke the cycle. It's about breaking the cycle. It's not going to happen like IG. I can't post it and go, hey, we out, man. We free now. It's not like that. This is time. That 500 years, it might take another 500 years. But we got to start here.
Let me tell you something, though. I'm gonna just say to what you said, I'm with you on that, and I hope it does turn out to everything that we think, that we believe that it will be, because I'm sure it is.
That's
but I'll say this.
Why can't you be positive and say that's what's going to happen?
I did.
Don't say you think. Don't say think. That's again. We got to be sure, certain.
Sure. Okay, cool. It is because I know it is. Okay, cool. But let me tell you something. We don't have another 500 years. I don't believe Black folks realize the situation that we're in right now, as far as our experience in the United States. And this definitely goes into the conspiracy theory, which in reality, it's not a conspiracy theory, because this is fact. I did the research, and I've definitely listened to scholars that have studied this.
Right.
Does anybody know what the median household wealth is for Black people by 2050? Does anybody know what that's going to be?
By 2050, I could say right now, I think it's, what is it? Like 60,000 or something like that?
Not right now. What it will be by 2050.
I don't know. You tell me.
It's probably going to be the same as it is now.
And what's that?
What is it? Like the household income, 34,000 for Blacks, as compared to 50 and 60,000 for white.
I'll tell you. Y'all ready?
0. You said 0.
It's 0. And does anybody know?
CJ, we don't have a product, man. You're looking at
Sharif.
What are you looking at?
Sharif, we do have a product. You just said that we do.
We don't have a product, really. We don't have a real product.
And I just agreed to you, that yes, it will be something great. Okay? But let me go back to what I was saying. Let me go back to what I was saying. So it's going to be 0 by 2050. Median household wealth for Black folks, 0. Does anybody know when was the most crucial time where we needed to start demanding things for our vote? Can anybody guess when was the most crucial time?
This is why this is the Real and Unapologetic podcast, and we brought you on here so you can tell us.
Does anybody know when it was the most crucial time for Black folks to start demanding things for our vote and doing things for us economically? The same year Barack Obama was put into office, which ironically, he was the first president to ever leave office without any criticism for Black folks. Black folks didn't ask him for shit because we were just happy that he was Black. I don't think we realize how strategic and manipulated these people are in the White House when it comes to politics.
The word again, you keep saying it. And that's what I keep saying to you. Strategic, man. That's what listen, never mind what went on, see? Never mind what went on. Right now, you have a mindset right now that we want to share with other young Black adults. The same with myself, C, and the rest of us. And this is what we're going to keep doing. We're going to change it. And the only way it can change is not by being upset and in our emotions. It's by saying, okay, we already seen what we missed out on or what we could have done. The coulda, shoulda, woulda bullshit, that's out there, out the window. Let's focus from right now and do what we need to do.
And you know what, Sharif? I absolutely agree with you, because as far as what we got going on is exactly what we can focus on. Because as far as going in the street and marching and demanding, that's over with. I'm not sure if y'all know, but 31 state legislators just passed a bill or is trying to pass a bill that makes people, anyone who is participating in a protest that is not sanctioned by the government, gets their food stamps taken away. They can't get a state job. You can't get a loan for college. And if you're on some type of subsidized living, like if you, maybe the government helps you living in some apartment or something like that, you can be kicked out of your home just for participating in a protest that's not sanctioned by the government. And that's not even the worst part. Y'all
all right. No. Listen, can you tell me this? Is this a strategic game? Is it?
Yes.
All right. So it ain't about violence, man. Right? Sharif, we agree that?
I don't condone violence of any kind, but as far as your strategy, I don't agree. And especially to get to my point that actually follows through what you just said. Go ahead. Do you guys want to hear the worst part about
that? Do you want to hear the worst part? We got Mr. Political one. You know this is why we brought you back on.
He's Michael from Good Times. Yo.
Right. This is why we brought you back on. I love it, though. I love it.
Yes, I'm very passionate about it.
Why? Definitely. Go ahead.
Because this affects us.
Right.
You know what the worst part about that is? Is that if a motorist runs you over that in a protest that was not sanctioned by the government, they are not held liable. So that whole idea that we had, we're going to vote Biden into office, and then, we're going to start giving our demands. He just put it into all that. And then as far as, and I know what everybody's thinking, but we still have, our ability to sway the votes. Biden just let in over 8 million immigrants. Those immigrants are going to vote for him. And the relatives that live in this country that are related to those immigrants that just came into this country, they're going to vote for him too. So that whole power that we had of swaying the votes is done. It's over.
Right.
We need to be strategic in everything that we do and not have emotional politics. Because things are.
I love it. Say that again.
No emotional politics.
There we go. Right there. There we go. All right. So
that's how we're going to end it right there.
No. CJ, he's passionate, man. That's
that can go on. This discussion can go on forever.
Right.
Ever and ever. But our job is to bring it to the people and to get it out there. They need to stop taking what's being fed to them and start some new ideas and start hearing some new ideas. Stop just sitting back and whatever the government says is what we do. No,
absolutely.
We got to start like me and Rif started this because we said, we need to create a platform where we can get on and speak the real shit. We not worried about people canceling us. We ain't got nobody waving no money over our head. We doing this because it needs to be done.
Right.
Okay, and it starts here. Nobody else is starting this shit. We're starting it now. And like he said, we're going to build this platform until it's huge and until we get followers. But the thing is that it'll start the conversation and it'll start creating a code that we can follow as black men and women in this country. Instead of sitting back and waiting for massa to give us the scraps off the table, instead of sitting back and following everything that we're and doing everything that we're supposed to do as good black Americans, it's time to change.
It's time to change. Yep. And the time is now. You're right.
That's it.
All right, so see.
Absolutely.
All right. So, police killing black people, racism, or darker, is it a conspiracy?
Well, that's kind of what we just started talking about, but it went off one thing. But
we went off. We went off. I know we went off. I just want to hear yes or no and a short. You know what I mean? And we'll finish. Let's get out of this because we went on.
My vote is for a darker conspiracy.
Darker conspiracy. All right, CJ, what's your vote?
I would definitely agree on that too.
Darker conspiracy?
Look out for the month of April, man. It's a holy month for white supremacists, man.
Yeah. And I agree with that too. Darker conspiracy. All right. So now, recently declassified and released UFO footage, real or just another distraction? Listen, I never believed that. Listen, that's another a lot of other bullshit, man.
Well, you know what? Let's answer that question first. Do you believe in UFOs, Rif?
Do I believe in UFOs? Let me answer that question. Never, man. I've heard when we were young, I've heard people saying, there were sightings and this person saw a UFO and this person, even down to my brother. He was like, he was outside and then the UFO came over his head. The thing is, it's another scare and fear that they keep doing and to keep people conforming to their bullshit, man. The media, they keep sucking you in with a lot of fear and they keep, so and then on the other side, on the flip side, I had to think about that too. Like, all right, there's Earth here. We have people here, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, but knowing how, though the atmosphere there is and the climate and all that and the weather there, like, living on Saturn and how you would have to, could there be another species, another, is it possible? Yes. And do I believe that no, I don't believe that. I believe that it's a fear. That's why they, put all the movies to hype it up, to keep that fear going, the movies. And it's just that it's like what do you call it? Bigfoot. It's like Bigfoot.
You don't believe in Bigfoot either?
Nah, I don't believe in Bigfoot, man. I wasn't one of those kids that was afraid of like shit like that. Like I was, I never.
I mean, just because you believe don't mean you're afraid.
Nah,
I mean, I believe in UFOs. I'm not afraid of them.
Nah, I'm not saying afraid of UFO. I just don't believe in a UFO because it's some more shit that, like I said, that they do just. So if you do see one or happen to see one in land, and maybe it's something deeper within the government that they use those to go. I mean, who knows what they're doing with them? So if you happen to see it, it's like, oh shoot, that's a UFO. But maybe it's something else that they use for something. It's still a conspiracy. Maybe it's something that they use for some type of hidden like mission that they got going on. Who knows? And they just say, hey, call it a UFO. They'll see this object and they'll report it, but it'll come up as nothing because we'll be like, it's come, yeah. So it's a lot of bullshit, man. So I don't believe in them.
Well, CJ, you believe in UFOs?
I'll say this. I think you would absolutely be ridiculous if you did not. Like when I look at us in the universe, like we're a germ on a germ on a germ on a grain of sand in a desert. And I'm hoping that I'm not talking of the universe in a small way, but that's how huge our universe is. I think it's absolutely ridiculous for us to believe that we are the only living species in this whole entire universe. I do not.
Well, that's why I said. That's why I was saying that. I said on the other side, knowing how the climates are and yeah, but I don't, it's just, it's 50-50 for me, man. It's like, that's why I said I don't really believe because
I would say
by now we would have seen this shit, man. I would have seen it. I would have seen it.
People believe that they have.
Who?
That's number one. People believe that they have.
Have you seen one?
Possibility.
Come on, man.
Hey, I'm dead serious. All
right. Wait. Before you finish here to see, have you seen one?
No, I haven't seen one. I'm hoping to see one because, like I said, I believe that there are UFOs, and okay. I think it's our own conceit as humans that more people don't get behind the belief. I mean, you think about it. And I'm gonna use the analogy that CJ kind of used. People don't realize that there are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on this planet. Okay, so you telling me that out of all of those billions and billions and billions of stars, that there's not another star similar to ours, and there's not another planet in what they call the Goldilocks zone that can support life. And I'm gonna jump back on that support life thing in a minute. But out of all of those billions of planets, that we're the only ones in the universe. And then not only the only ones in the universe, but that there are no other species more advanced than we are.
I would actually be surprised if they weren't.
Right.
If there weren't any other life forms in the universe.
Right. And getting back to what I was saying about the Goldilocks zone, again, it's our human conceit that we determine what determines life.
No. I don't. Yeah, you're right.
Scientists can determine what is life on this planet, but they can't determine what's life on another planet. They can't determine what's life in another galaxy.
Right.
You might have creatures out there who breathe sulfur dioxide and survive.
Right. And survive. I agree. I agree with that.
I agree.
And honestly,
So that's what you should ask me. See, do I believe that there's life on other planets? I believe that there's life forms on other planets, different trees, all kind of different things. I believe that. I believe that there's, but as far as what they made Jesus look like and what they made a UFO look like, I have absolutely no idea. So I don't believe in that. Do you understand? I don't believe in with the pictures that they show of Jesus are just like the UFOs they show you, the circle shape and all that. I don't believe that, man.
You know, but then again, you look at it, how, and again, like I said, as humans, you have to realize that we are a very conceited species. Yeah. Now thinking back through history now, we can agree that the dinosaurs were here way before humans were. And really the only thing that made humans evolve and develop was because of the huge asteroid hit. Now let's just say, let's just say that another planet similar to ours existed and it didn't get hit by an asteroid, but life was basically started the same way that it started on this planet. Wouldn't those creatures tend to look more reptilian? But no, every time somebody talks about a UFO, it was a humanoid form. It had this. It looked human. How come nobody ever says, oh no, these shits look like big lizards. These things look like smart Tyrannosaurus Rexes, you know?
Absolutely.
Nobody said that, but it has to be a humanoid form. Again, that's being conceded as the human species. For us to think that there's nothing out there. And another reason that I also believe is because, you know, what happened recently when number 45 got into office. Okay, now, as president, you get exposed to a whole lot of shit that you didn't know was going on behind the scenes. So why after
Space Force?
Yeah, why after all of a sudden he jumps in and says, we need a Space Force. We're going to start a Space Force because he saw some shit that scared him to death. He said, that shit is real? We need a Space Force.
Right.
Yo, so...
All right, but listen. All right, I'm with you, you know, with him jumping in and saying that we need a Space Force and all that. But what if it's about the agenda of them wanting to build in Mars and all that? And what if that's, you know, their reason why we need a Space Force so that we can build in Mars like they're doing. They're going to put that hotel there in 2027. And then Elon saying that in 50 years, we'll be living in Mars.
Well, I mean, technically, you don't need what a Space Force would be like an army in space. You don't need an army to just go to another
what I'm saying is, but maybe that's why he said that, just to open everybody up. Like, you know, again, man, I think it's a lot of fear, man. I think he's another idiot that I think it's a lot of fear. It's a lot of fear, man. And then on top of that, to put fear, we need a Space Force. And then say they're building a city in space, in Mars. Now think, all right, they put that fear out. We need a Space Force. Now people are thinking, why we need a Space Force? They don't want you going there. Like, I'm not going in there to deal with no shit. And say there's nothing there. But the fear is there, so it'll keep people, again, afraid to go. All right, we're not going out there. You know what I'm saying?
They need a Space Force to keep the niggas out.
To keep the niggas out.
When they move to Mars, they need to keep us out.
To keep the niggas out. Hey, listen, I believe that a lot of this stuff that goes on is directed towards us, man. And that's why we need to stick with us and work for us. You know what I'm saying? And we need to help each other instead of all the hating on each other. If that person got something going on, help. Like I said, 16 guys get together. But that Space Force shit, again, man, I believe, like I said, it's another scare because whatever they got going on, all these satellites that are going every weekend, every Saturday, Sunday, that Elon is putting up there for, and then them building that hotel up there, and him saying 50 years there's going to be a city. And listen, there's a bigger plan that we're not a part of, that we don't know, and we'll find out later on, like we always do later on. You know what I mean? When it's time, when that 50 years come, and we, you know, 50 years, I'll be somewhere 90 something, and I see, hey, these guys are going up here, you know, I'll see then, and I'll be like, oh shit, call CJ up and be like, yo, look, you know, this shit is fucked up. We get it left behind. They on buses and shit and flying out, and we sit. So,
yo, low key, while you bullshitting, that's what they doing right now.
That's what they doing right now, real shit. So that's what I'm saying. We're left behind, and that's why. Look, I don't want to go back into that other stuff, but our job here is to change hearts and change minds. I want to tell our people, stop focusing on what they're doing. We need to be building our own, ways to get. If something's going to happen, we need to be able to build our own shuttles, and we're not out there. We don't have shit, man. Russians do, Asians, the Japs do. They have things that we don't have shit to go nowhere, yo. We got to rely on everybody else. We keep relying on everybody, and that's our problem. We rely on everybody for everything, transportation, jobs, this, and that's why we need to change that, man. We have to change it. So do I believe that the Mars and all that stuff exists, and the UFO? I don't believe it looks like that. So do these creatures out there, species, have a ship or something, or a car? I don't know. I don't know what they have. Just like Jesus is not blonde hair and blue eye. You know what I'm saying? That's just what white America shows you to keep believing in what they say. So I don't believe that shit. But like I said, what we need to do is never mind what's going on in space. Let's go what's going on right here and get our shit together right here. So we can, if we need to get to space or wherever we gonna go. But right now we look like we're fucked.
We need to get some astrophysics.
Right. We're fucked right now.
Start building us some ships, because these motherfuckers gonna leave.
Yeah, they leave.
They're gonna leave us right here.
Yo, why are you building a hotel by 2027? What for?
Exactly. And I think part of that too is because
to get people comfortable.
And they know that this climate change thing is real.
Real, right.
They know that, like I said, the earth is going to be here way after us. It was here way before us. Mm-hmm. So, people, again, like I said, we're conceited as a species. You always hear people talking about, oh, we're destroying the planet. We're killing the planet. Oh, my God. We're just making the planet uninhabitable for humans. That's it. We're fucking it up for us. The planet is going to be like, it's going to shake us off like a dog shakes off fleas. All right, I got rid of them. And that's it. Yeah. We're not destroying this planet. We're just making it unlivable for humans. And if we don't get our shit together,
I believe that. See,
it's done. It's done. Yeah.
All right. So COVID-19, natural or man-made? Vaccines. All right.
Who going first?
No. What, a vaccine's the cure for the disease or the cure for overpopulation? So we're gonna put those questions in, because we're running, we're running short on time. We've been doing this, and people have been complaining about, you guys, shit is so fucking long. It's so long. 2 hours.
Oh, and you just reminded me. Let me just say one thing, because I noticed you guys never do it, and you got to start doing it. Everyone, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that follow button.
Right. Yo, no, you know what? See, I appreciate that, because we started doing it like from episode. We changed it up. We started doing it like episode 14 or something now. 14, 15. We've been going with the subscribe and through the whole thing. But with you on it, you got us off, because we get in heated discussions and nah, fuck with you. But yo, let's back to that. COVID-19, natural or man-made?
Yo, you know my thoughts on it, man. That shit was created in a lab, yo. That shit was created in a lab. And I honestly believe it's a test run. Seriously.
I'm with you on that. See, I don't even got to say nothing else. I agree with you.
To see what would happen and see how many people would be affected. And now they're going to take those results back, and they be like, okay, you know what? Half the population on this planet got infected. Now we know what we need to do. Now all we need to do is to make the death toll higher. Because honestly, and y'all know from people that's been listening from episode 1, my feelings is that, yes, our planet is overpopulated with humans. We are a virus to this planet. And the planet is going to find a way to shake us off. But then you have people that don't want that to happen. And like I said, you can't have, whenever, for people who live out in the country, for even people who live out in the city, because we got a problem with deer out here in Jersey, and whenever there's a problem with deer or the bear population gets too large, What do they say? Hey, this hunting season, instead of killing one bear, you could kill 5. We got to cull them down. Nobody's going to come out and say, yo, there's too many people. Some of y'all going to have to start dying. They can't say that. But those are facts. Those are facts. You look at, for every person on this planet, you got to have X amount of cows. For every person on this planet, you got to produce X amount of crops. For every person on this planet, you got to have X amount of water. The population on this planet exploded from 1970 till now. We almost tripled the population from the 70s to now in 40 some odd years. I don't think any ecosystem can handle that.
Right.
You know? And so, okay, you got more people. What do you got to do? You got to chop down more of the things that are put here to clean the air for us, which are trees and plants. You're polluting the oceans, which a lot of people don't know. A lot of the oxygen that we breathe comes from the algae in the ocean. But you're killing off the oceans now. Well, you're not killing off the oceans, but you're making the oceans warmer, and the algae is not used to that heat, so they can't thrive. So all we're doing is making this unlivable for us, and this is just, you want to say the Illuminati, you want to say the 1%.
Man, have you guys watched
the Bilderbergs
Show? The Truman Show, man. You ain't watched that yet, see?
Yeah, I watched it. I did watch it.
I'm telling you. You see how you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With the satellites falling from the sky.
That was a real movie.
Yo, I'm telling you, it was real.
Yep.
This is how we're living. We are the Truman Show, man.
Yep.
We are the Truman Show.
So yeah, I definitely believe it was man-made. This is the way that they're going to cull the population. And these vaccines is just another tool. I'm not taking it. I will, if I got to walk around with a mask for the rest
don't say
of my
that on
life.
tape. Don't say that right now. We don't know 10 years from now what's going to go down. You saying is like, I'm not taking it. You know, we got to, hey, we vaccinated.
Look.
We vaccinated.
Y'all know me on the street. I'll be the only motherfucker wearing a mask.
Yo, but you know what? China have been killing, you know, what was it? Every other girl or something they killed?
And they were limiting couples
from having, and then they were killing, if you had a baby girl, they would kill her. So they've been doing that, man. Population control. They've been doing it. Just like, you know, China's been doing it, man. And the reason why I don't think U.S. is going to take China's approach is because Americans are pussies, man. We need to be babied, and like you said, along with being conceited, we're spoiled. Bunch of spoiled, you know what I mean? So they have to do it. They can't tell us like, hey, you can only have this amount of kids, and they can't do it that way. So they have to do it in a way where it's like, just kill these motherfuckers off and just tell them something else. You know what I mean? So they can't do it and be like, look, we're overpopulated. You can only have 2 kids per family, or they're not going to do it that way because people will go, what? They're going to tell us how to live? We're fucking spoiled, man. And so, I believe that. See, I believe that is population control, man.
Yeah.
The vaccine and COVID-19. It's all the same thing, man. It's all at the end of the day, it's the population control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about you, CJ?
So I'm on the fence. Where I believe it's a experiment on a mass level, or there is something happening. There isn't no such thing as COVID, but they put a name brand on it to sell it. But I'll explain it too. So as far as it being an experiment on a mass level, everybody knows, just, you know, like you were saying earlier, you know, fear, you know, that's like what the media always puts into your mind, you know? And I know everybody is controlled by the media. The media tells you how to think, and not only tells you how to think, they tell you how to feel and what to feel.
Mm-hmm.
To explain, if you constantly keep telling somebody, hey, yo, there's a virus out there to get you, you got to be careful, you got to wear a mask, it's airborne, fear it. Any doctor that studies viruses or germs, they'll tell you, ask them. Every virus that they study, they then come down with the symptoms of the virus that they study. So what I'm getting at is, as far as this being an experiment on a mass level, I believe that either A, there is no coronavirus, and the media is perpetuating this fear, and people believe that they're then coming down with the symptoms and they're becoming paranoid. And maybe some of them are becoming sick because it's almost like that placebo effect. You know, it's like if a doctor gives you a pill and say, hey, you know what, this pill is going to cure whatever ailment you have. And then you take the pill thinking that it works.
I'm with you on that.
And then in reality, you ended up
what a man think of, so is he.
Because you believe
what a man think of, so is he.
Was going to heal you.
Right.
And it works in reverse also.
Right. It's the energy.
Exactly.
Energy,
so,
right.
So either it's fake and people believe that they're coming down with the symptoms. And because there are people in this world that do have, other sicknesses and diseases and illnesses, and the fact that they think that they're sick or they think that they're coming down with something then makes them sick. And then some of them die off, you know, as a psychological approach.
Right.
And then on the other hand, I do know that people are getting out of here. People are getting out of here, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at, from 2020 to 2021, you had Kobe, you had DMX, you had G-Shock, Shock G. You just had
you saying Kobe on Kobe. I'm gonna tell you right now, that was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
It was a fog. It was a fog. No, I'm not saying that, but it was a fog. And I was in some fog, man. And I'm in Texas. So I was in some fog that same night that Kobe helicopter crash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was in fog as well. And it was thick as hell. That night, for some reason, it was thick. Yo, I'm talking about to the point, I'm like, yo, should I pull over? Because I can't really see through this and cut through it. You know what I mean? With my lights.
Yeah.
But I think that's how the year got started. And I'm gonna say this, man, and this is gonna sound horrible. And you know, we speak our minds as the Real and Unapologetic podcast, and it's just an opinion. I think that was to get everybody in their emotions. Everybody loved Kobe. So what way to start emotions
brings the energy down? Yeah.
Brings the energy down. And it brought everybody down because no matter who you were a fan of, everybody loved Kobe. They respected his game. Like Jordan. You could have been a Knicks fan, but you loved Jordan. You know what I'm saying? You respected him, and everybody respected Kobe. And like I said, the way how shady, and I know people will be like, oh, the country, listen, you don't know what this country will do. You don't know what the people who are in control and the powers that be, what they will do. So who knows, man, how that got started. Like, to me, it was just, that's a conspiracy to me, as far as where, like, that whole him crashing in the fog and all that. And what I'm saying is, I think that was the start of the year to bring everything down, because after that, everything went downhill after.
That's when it spilled over. No, I agree, but you know what? I am more so on the side that there is something out there, you know, but again, I don't believe that there's anything that anybody can do about it, you know, whether it's the universe or whether it's the planet itself that's just getting people the fuck out of here. Because people are getting the fuck out. Like, there's been deaths in my family.
Right.
I've known friends who have had family members that have died, you know, whether it was from corona or not, just something else. People are definitely getting out of here, but I do believe it could possibly be some type of cleansing that's going on. Because interesting enough, people forget. But before this whole coronavirus thing, remember when the news reports are saying millions of fish is being swum up on the sea? Millions of
then they also had the killer hornets.
What
happened to the killer hornets? Right.
Bees are just dying in mass amounts of levels. Birds, millions of birds are just falling out of the sky.
But again, that's another fear. That's another thing to put out there.
But catch what I'm saying. But I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. But catch what I'm saying. All that stuff that happened, that was true. Now, whether it's fear-based or not, when you look at it, that was true.
What was true?
What I was just saying.
You've seen birds falling?
Hold on. When you go and you research those cases of
I'm asking you, who you researched though? Did you see birds falling?
Me personally,
You didn't.
No.
You seen the media, what they put out there.
You gotta listen to
I'm listening to you. I'm actually juicy personally, though.
Let me finish because I'm with you on that. I agree with you on that. I do not believe anything the news media says, but just like Denzel said, if you listen to the media, you're misinformed. If you don't, you're uninformed. Right, what I'm getting at is when you look at those reports, I'm not talking about the news. Listen to the news. Okay, they said something. You go and research it yourself. A lot of that stuff really did happen. When you speak to fishermen, when you watch like these like interviews, like I'm talking about just regular YouTubers, they do interviews with fishermen. A lot of these people confirm a lot of this stuff. You see a lot of videos of these birds, of these just sea creatures being dead and just swimming up on the shore. And funny enough, when I noticed that in my mind, I said, yo, sooner or later, humans is going to have their day. And sure enough, you got the coronavirus. And what I'm trying to get at is, I believe that there is something going on. I do believe that there is a cleansing happening because like I said, whether it's coronavirus or not, people are leaving this earth.
No, people.
Absolutely.
Back in 93, just off what you're saying with the birds and everything, back in 93, there was the bird flu. And there was the scientist back then, he said if the bird flu and human influenza was to mix, it would be a pandemic and a lot of people would die across, you know what I'm saying? So that was in 93, he said that.
I want y'all to think about this because for years people have been saying, Chad, you crazy with this shit. Get out of here. But look, if you think of the planet Earth as a living, breathing entity,
oh, absolutely
it's acting just like us. If you look at the water as being the blood of this planet, if you look at the wind as being the lungs of this planet, the planet is acting just like a human being would act when a virus or a germ gets into the body. What's one of the first things that happens to your body when you get a virus?
You heat up.
Start warming up.
Right.
Start warming up. You know?
You get chills, cold, all that. You change global warming, right?
And that's the climate.
We're
getting this crazy weather.
The crazy weather, right?
All of
I
that.
agree.
Look, think of the Earth as a living, breathing entity, and all of this shit will start making sense. We're a fucking bug on this planet, and the planet is getting tired of us. You know, so you think of the viruses and the bacteria and stuff that's being found and stuff. That's the Earth just creating antibodies to finally get us off.
All right. So can we say this? And I want to combine these. So we go ahead like this, and then we're gonna go into, you know what I mean? I'll plug for this show. So we're saying that the COVID, you know, we're saying that it was for population control, and also the killing of the blacks, right? Of blacks being killed is also for population control. And the fact that they're going to leave this country because the Earth is getting tired and they know this, they don't want to take the blacks with them. And no, real shit. I'm just saying they don't want to take the blacks. Yo, so what do? Kill them off. You know what I mean? You create COVID-19 and it also helps kill people off. So then that way, like I said, what is the rush for 2027 to build this hotel? And 50 years they're saying about moving to Mars all of a sudden. I'm with you, see. They know something about this Earth that it's getting tired and that they have to leave. And they're like, we can't bring everybody. Everybody can't come.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like you said, they're exterminating. They're doing their exterminations right now. You know what I mean? So get rid of the fucking cockroaches. That's what they're doing, yo, for real.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah. All right, that was a good discussion, fellas, man. Let's go into this plug of the show, man. Oh shit, that Audi e-tron, that shit is really yo, I see that.
That Audi e-tron GT, people. Hefty price tag on it's about $137,000.
Yeah.
But, yo, I
mean, we got it.
The features, the features, everything, man. Audi put something together, man. Tesla, for real. Tesla better get all the money they can right now because Tesla is really the only joint on the market right now that's advanced. Yo, Audi,
I see that shit. I seen it. See, that joint is mean.
And you hear the sound it makes?
Yeah.
Okay, now there's a law going out now, and I probably have to get my volts retrofitted, but they saying that electric cars have to make an audible sound so that you won't be hitting people.
Right. Because the Tesla's quiet as shit.
If I'm driving slow in the Volt, I could literally drive up right behind you and you would never know.
Right.
If you're not paying attention, you got your iPod on, you would never know. So the sound I just want to get the car for the sound
Yo, that shit sound like that F12 Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. That joint's mean, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no joke, man. And I mean, it's got the luxury of the Audi, but it's got the performance. I mean, and people don't know this, but they have to, on electric vehicles, they have to put a limit on it. So the speed is actually controlled by a chip. And because when you're dealing with electricity, the faster and the harder you press down on the accelerator, if you took the chip out, the takeoff speed would basically be unlimited, man. I mean, seriously,
it's ridiculous.
You think of how fast electricity moves through a system; it's moving at the speed of light. And come on, you see. I don't know if y'all ever been to some of the they got the Formula One races, but it's all electric. I went to one out in Brooklyn. And correct me, some of the viewers call in or write in if I'm wrong, but these joints do 0 to 120 in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's like
crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like that Cybertruck with the what is it? The 8, what is it? 8 it's like 800 horse or something like that. The top model.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy, yo. Yeah. They getting yeah.
So let's get our shit together because I want all of us to have one of them shit.
Yo,
I'm getting one of mine.
Yo, that's the shit right there.
Yep,
all right, so yo, listen, let's go into the real take.
Absolutely. Right now tonight is actually the NFL draft. Y'all know I'm a big football fan. But where do the NFL get their players? They get them from college. And dude, it's time, man. These college athletes need to get paid, okay? They're giving up their bodies. They're giving up a large part of their life that they've dedicated to whatever sport they're in. And I'm not only talking about football. I'm talking about the big three: basketball, baseball, and not minimizing all the other athletics and stuff out there. But those are the big three that bring in billions and billions of dollars to these colleges. And for them to say, oh, well, you're getting the education out of it. Look, realistically, you can't, as a college athlete, there are very few people who could take the rigorous academic courses. Say you going into college and you want to be a doctor, but you playing football. There are very few people that can handle that workload. Just the workload you have being on the sports team. You got to be here at this time. You got to do this. Off season, you working out, you doing this to make sure you're ready for the next season. But then you on top of that, just having a very rigorous academic course for pre-med or whatever. So being realistic, and most people don't notice, a lot of these college athletes come out with bullshit degrees. Okay, and when I say bullshit degrees, if art history is your thing and you plan on being a museum curator or whatever, that's fine. But realistically, I know a lot of people who got masters of art or master of history and they working in Starbucks. Okay, you got to go to college and get a skill or something that's marketable. And just being an athlete, you're not able to handle that type of workload along with the rigors of your sport. So for you to say, oh, they're getting an education out of it is bullshit. Okay. And then you look at the graduation rates in some of these schools for athletes, 70%, stuff like that. Come on. So they need to take some of those billions, set it aside, and say, look, after make it mandatory that you finish your education, because you got a lot of athletes that don't finish. They go into the NFL and then that's it. I don't need the education anymore. But a lot of them, the average NFL career is only 3 years, guys. It's 3 years. You can't build.
Shit, I know that.
You can't build a lifetime of wealth in 3 years, even if you're a superstar coming out of college. You know, so there needs to be something set aside for this kid. Let's say they were a hot team when you played for the team, and last year you played for the last 4 years. That block of time, see how much money that school brought in, and make sure the kids get a percentage of that. Or you tell them, you know what, your family from here on in can go to college free. Or like I said, set a block of money aside for these athletes, because a lot of them have problems afterwards. They get injured, backs, knees, whatever. And once you're done, they don't want to have nothing to do with you. So if you don't get drafted by the NFL, you're on your own. You may have a degree, but like I said, realistically, what kind of degree do you really have? You know?
Yeah.
College athletes need to get compensated for all the stuff that they do.
They need to get paper. Give them some paper. That's it. Give them some paper, yo. Yeah, real shit. But yo, let's roll into the fuck up of the day. See what's on that.
Ooh, boy, this Zoom is getting people in trouble. Now, they didn't say where it is, but this guy, it looked like he was like some type of politician or something. But he must have forgot he was on Zoom. He ain't checked that red light.
Oh, I seen that.
He checked that green light to see if it was recording. And his little, I don't know if it was his secretary or whatever, but he did one of these numbers on her. He's sitting there and he heard her come in, and he looked around, and she was doing something. I guess she was getting something out of a drawer. She had to bend down to do it. And homeboy, sure enough, took his hand and was just like, it wasn't even like a pat. He gave it a nice rub. And when she stood up, she kind of smiled, but then she realized he was still on camera, and you should have saw their expressions change.
Yeah, you definitely know it wasn't the first time.
That's right.
Right. He been fucking with Patty in the office.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Yo.
Wifey know about it now.
He's fucked up.
He's fucked up.
That's the fuck up of the day, right? Yo.
Yep.
Watch that. Make sure you got that green light, that red light, or just fucking close your shit down. Just close it down and plug in power. Yo, do everything you got to do if you're gonna be touching some ass in the office. Yo, so who's on the get the fuck out? Who done put themselves on get the fuck out of here?
This blew my mind. It's not so much as a person.
Oh,
this is just how much wealth there is out there. Now, over in Dubai, you got cats just abandoning their supercars.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I know about that, see. I did a freaking story on that on Splurge. Yo, they leave shit in the airports you can write. Right.
Yeah, they park it in the garage. They park it in the garage and shit, and then they're like, fuck it. A few cats have even been like, they've been out with they have these like groups of guys that get together and they drive their supercars all over. Yo, they so wealthy. Cats is like, oh shit, I ran out of gas.
And just leave the shit.
Leave the shit there. I'll get another one.
Yeah.
So you got all of these supercars. And when I say supercars, I'm talking about Ferrari,
Lambos.
Yeah. All kind of shit.
Jaguars, XJ2.
Bugattis.
Yo, and a lot of them at the airport, yo, just dusty as shit. Just left there. Yeah. I read it. Yeah.
You know, so, yo, people don't understand wealth until you see shit like this. They throwing away supercars like motherfuckers will blow their nose and throw that shit in the trash. Man.
For real.
But now people are starting to realize that, and now you're starting to see websites pop up where you can actually bid on the cars. Cats are coming away with Ferraris and stuff for 30, 40,000.
Crazy.
But then you know me, I gotta dig a little deeper. Part of the reason is because, you know, over in Dubai, it's a different dynamic because it's a Muslim country, but 97% of the people that live there are from other countries. Okay, so what happens is you got this combination of the Muslim laws and Western laws. But what happens is some of the Sharia laws still understand, not paying your bill or getting behind on a bill, according to Sharia law, is akin to stealing. So some of these cats that are over there might lose their job or they lose their inheritance or whatever, and then can't pay the car payment, and they know that they either gonna go to jail, get a hand cut off, or whatever. So they just leave. They just leave the country, park the car, and they out. But like I said, cats are being aware of this now. So you seeing websites pop up where cats are finding the cars or they getting towed to lots, and cats can bid on these supercars, man, for pennies on the dollar.
Yo.
Yep.
Head over to the buy, get you a Lamborghini for $20,000.
Yep. Yep. Now,
yo, man.
we said we was going to start a new segment, and we just need something. They could be. It's just a crazy question of the week. Every week, one of us is going to come up with a crazy question. We're going to ask each other, and we're going to ask our guests. And the only rules that, regardless of what the question is, we got to answer it.
All right, but listen, see, now let's tie something to make it even more fun. I'm with you on that. I like that. I get to give you a number. You got to call that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you the question, and you got to ask them over there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So whatever the question is, if I'll be like, did you fuck your mama? No, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you got to say it. And we're going to see how it turns out for one of us. But I think the best thing is get to do it to our guests.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we bringing CJ back on next week.
I'm with it.
Yo.
I'm with it.
Yo, for real, yo. But no, cuz I'm with that. I like that, cuz.
All right, so we got
what is it for the week?
Oh, actually, hold on one second.
Go ahead.
One more time. Everybody like, share, and subscribe.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
See, yeah.
And you know what? Since we're gonna be doing this new segment, send in some questions. Send in some
crazy questions, right?
Yeah. You know, but I'm gonna start this one off with a little. I'm gonna say it's gonna be comedy because once every one of us answer it, it's definitely gonna be a funny situation.
Right.
Start us off with the first crazy question of the week.
What is it?
Where's the craziest place you were forced to take a shit?
Oh shit! I recently, yo. And it wasn't. You know what? I can't even say that's the craziest spot, but when I was building a cabin, there was no bathroom. You know what I'm saying? So you out in the fucking middle of the woods. So I'm like, shit, I got a shit, yo, real shit. I had a shit. I didn't go in the woods. I ended up fucking getting, well, it was in the woods or whatever, but outside the house in the back, on the back porch, I took a plastic bag and fucking shit right up in it. That was the craziest, yo. That was the craziest right there. Dude. Let's I don't see he's looking like
I'm still thinking. Y'all come back to me.
Dude, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If y'all are ever in the subway tunnel on 59th Street, my shit might still be there. Dude, I remember one morning I got up early. I woke up late. I had to be down. I think I was going downtown to rent a car because they ain't really had no car rental places up in Harlem. But I'm going downtown to rent a car, man. I got up early. I'm running. I ain't have time. I ain't even jump in the shower. I think I took a whole bath that morning, ran out, and then boom, I said, let me grab me something to eat. I grabbed a coffee, and the only thing they had in that shit was a fucking bran muffin. So I got the bran muffin, yo, and I'm drinking the coffee as I'm walking down the hill on 145th, eating the bran muffin. Niggas, when I tell y'all I got up in the subway car, I was like, damn, whoa, my stomach, yo, right? And I'm like, oh, then, how sometimes you get that feeling, but then it subsides, and you like, oh, I'm going to be all right. Yo, 125th Street, because I got on at 145th, got to 125th Street. This is on the express train now. Got to 125th Street, had the opportunity to get off, and I said, you know what? I think I can make it. I can make it to 34th Street, yo. Now, everybody that's from New York know that after 125th Street, What's the next stop on the Express?
Express, right? 59th.
59th Street.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm sitting down, and I'm like, oh shit, this shit is starting to hit me hard, yo. And it's like maybe 9 or 10, maybe 15 other people on the subway car. Now, you know, sometimes when you got to take that shit, you know, sometimes you think you can walk it off and shit. So I'm on the subway car walking back and forth, yo. Back and forth. People is looking at me like I'm crazy. They like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? I'm like, oh shit. I'm just marching back and forth, yo. Because that was right after they made the change where you couldn't even open the doors to walk between the cars. Because otherwise, I would have shitted
right in the middle of the car, right?
Bro, I had to wait till 59th Street, yo. I jumped off. I just like push past everybody. I ran to the garbage can, grabbed me some newspaper, and on 59th Street in the tunnel, they got a dispatch center there. So you got to walk past the dispatch center. Yo, I squatted right behind the dispatch center, yo. Oh, man.
I'm sure you wasn't the first, yo. I'm sure you wasn't the first on 59th to do that.
Man, yeah, like I said, you go there now, it might still be there.
Right. CJ, you next, man. You up.
So,
you on deck.
Funny enough, well, I used to work at the U.S. Open. I was a court attendant at the U.S. Open.
He shitted in Serena's bag.
Why you bullshitting? So I remember I had to go to the bathroom, and like for the court attendants, like we have our own bathroom, but it's like shared with like the maintenance people and stuff like that. And I remember I took the key. I really had to go. I took the key. Because I had the Ben and Jerry's there, and I was knocking down the free Ben and Jerry's, and it was hot. So all that milk and that chocolate and the heat and my stomach mixing up, the worst. So anyway, I remember I went to go to the court attendant's bathroom. Court attendant's bathroom was locked. I'm like, damn. So I was just like, yo, I didn't want to use like the public joint because at the U.S. Open, when the match is going on, the lines is ridiculous. So I was just like, well, I ain't got no choice. Let me go. Look, line is literally around the bathroom. I'm just like, yo, I'm sweating. It's people around everywhere. I'm like, yo, I have to use the bathroom. So I'm thinking, I'm getting my mind working. I'm just like, yo, I could go into the Arthur Ashe Stadium and then go into the pro tennis players' locker room and use their bathroom. That was already a little sketchy because in reality, I'm not supposed to be in there unless I absolutely have to. So I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get a dolly, right? And I'm gonna go load up on some towels. So I go back to the court attendance lounge. I go get the dolly. Now, mind you, the game's going on, so it's packed. And then I got this wide ass dolly trying to get it through all these people. So bam, I finally get it through all the people. Then I get into the Arthur Ashe Stadium. So then bam, I'm going through the hallways. Media is all in the hallways. I'm trying to get past them. Then bam, there goes the players, the pro players' locker room. So I go inside, and then I'm just like, yo, like, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I have to go to the bathroom, bro. Went right into the players' bathroom. Literally 5 minutes in, I start hearing people like, start hearing like the cameras flashing and everything like that. And I already know, I'm just like, I know it's a pro player here. Luckily, it wasn't no Serena. I think his name was James Blake or something like that. Mm-hmm. So he came in, all the camera people came in, and then all of a sudden I get a knock on the door. It had to be one of the players' managers, something like that. But he already seen the dolly, and he already knows like who is responsible for the dollies. So I hear the dude while I'm inside. He like, yo, man, we got a fucking court attendant taking his shit in the bathroom. And I'm just like, oh, man, but God damn it. I went and I was good, man. And I was lucky I didn't get in trouble for that shit.
Yo, that's crazy, yo. Yeah, you know, I done took plenty shits. I got shit stories, yo, for real. On a plane, Yo, that was probably the worst. You should have asked what was the worst shit I took. Yeah. And that was probably the plane shit.
Whew.
Yo.
On a plane?
Yeah. And usually I try not to do that shit, but I remember this one flight, same shit, stomach bubbling. I'm feeling dizzy. I'm in the fucking middle seat. Yo, I'm moving like this, and I'm like, fuck it, yo. So I'm like, do I go to the bathroom? So I'm like, you got the one in the middle, you got the one at the front, and then you got the one in the back. I'm like by the exit row, so I'm like near the middle one. I'm like, I can't go right here, so I'm gonna have to go to the back. I go to the back, go up in there, lock it up. I killed this shit. And I was like, yo, I was just hoping that when you open the door, and, I sat in there for a minute after I killed it. I'm like, hoping I open the door and I don't kill the whole fucking plane. But it was cool. So I don't know who felt it in the back, but I was closer to the middle, so I was cool. But yo, that was probably the worst shit. That them sweaty, like when CJ was saying, when you sweating and shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's the summertime.
Yo, I'm on a plane and feeling between two motherfuckers, so I'm just like dizzy, head down. And I was like, yo, it got to come out.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the worst one right there, yo. That was the worst. So we were like, I want to hear some women stories about shitting because y'all be acting like y'all don't shit. So I want to leave some comments on women shit, women shit. Fellas, if you know your women shit in a crazy place, tell a story, leave a comment, call us up, whatever. You know what I mean? But like CJ been saying this whole episode, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. You know what I mean? And again, this has been another real and unapologetic podcast episode, and it happens to be episode 19 that you've been watching. And it's your boy Rif, your boy C, and our guest CJ. All right, we out.
Peace.
Yeah, it's your host Rif with your host C. I want to welcome you to a new episode of the Real and Unapologetic podcast.